At the end of the season, losing in a penalty kick shootout. But the kids, I told them after the game, they put in all the effort possible in that game. You know, if it goes the distance to PKs, it can really go either way. I thought that they played with a tremendous amount of heart, though, in that game. They played really well. I was very, very proud of them, and I think Hayden summed it up the best after speaking to him. We kind of felt like the trophy was taken away from us a little bit, but a trophy really had nothing compared to what our team had. Our team goes far beyond what any trophy could do, and this was such a special group of kids that really bought in from day one. The team chemistry, it was one of the best teams that I've ever been a part of, and that's all to these kids buying in for each other, treating it as if it's a family, and I can't thank you guys enough. I'm super honored to be able to coach you guys. What we will do now, I'll introduce the entire team. We'll bring up the two freshmen first, then sophomore, or actually we don't have any sophomores. Two freshmen, juniors, seniors. So come on up, gentlemen. Freshmen. Before I move into the freshmen, I didn't mention, so our team went 15-3-5. We won the SEC Red Conference 2 years in a row now, which is a huge credit to the work that these kids put in. Our conference, I think, is one of the more difficult conferences in the state, and to win it back-to-back really speaks about the consistency and the work that these kids have put in. So I can't tell you how happy and proud I am of what this team has achieved this season. Now our two freshmen. We'll start with Luke. Luke started on the JV team, and it wasn't too long until we realized that he should be up with the varsity. Luke is a great soccer player. I think his soccer IQ, though, is probably what sets him apart from a lot of kids. Very knowledgeable about the game. He wins a lot of 50-50 balls, and he intercepts so many passes because he reads it so well. We're super excited to see what you have, and very happy we have you another 3 years. Congrats, Luke. Christian Rossi. Christian, super talent. I'm so excited that he is only a freshman, and to see what he did this season at the varsity level it's phenomenal. He led our team in goals and assists heading into the district play, and after districts, he ended up being second in goals and second in assists as a freshman, which is it's remarkable. And I think another thing that sets him apart is his work ethic and his attitude. There's a lot of times where kids come into a program that are incredible soccer players but don't have that drive in them to continue to get better every day, and he definitely has that. Christian is a first team all SEC Red player, and from my understanding, I think he's the first freshman ever at Saline to receive that honor.
Wow.
So congratulations, guys. Definitely look forward to the future with you. Yes. Juniors, come on. Juniors, as you can see, we have quite a few of them. I think this is actually the first year I can remember we don't have a sophomore up here. So juniors, 12 guys that worked incredibly hard this entire season. The tryout at the beginning of the year was very, very difficult, very competitive, and these kids absolutely brought it from day one. We'll go ahead, we'll announce Ridham San. Ridham is a very, very talented soccer player, very crafty 1v1. I think maybe the best 1v1 player on the team. He would definitely make kids look silly at times. Highlight of the year for Ridham for me though was definitely his game winner against Ann Arbor Skyline. If you look on YouTube on Steve's channel, check out that goal. It was absolutely awesome. Like, clinical finish, definitely proud, and I know that you're going to continue to put in work to be even a better player next year. Junior Ben Sundquist. Ben is a great goalkeeper. I know that he didn't see the minutes that he had hoped for this year, but he is a kid that every single day was putting in the work to get better and better. He has great distribution skills, great shot stopper, a player that I know next year will be very confident in playing to his feet. He has exceptional skills with the ball, and I can honestly say we're in very good hands with the goalkeeper situation, whether it's Ben or Riley next year, two phenomenal goalies. So congrats, Ben, on a great season. Junior Jason Heisler. Jason just plays with so much passion, intensity. He's 110% effort every second, practice or game. And he's a kid that younger guys should definitely look up to because he is a player that faced some adversity this year with not seeing the minutes that he had hoped for. But as a player, you can take it in two ways. And he's a player that continued to work as hard as possible on his game, continued to ask questions about how he could become a better player, and while doing this, he always had a positive attitude. So I definitely, absolutely love this kid's, one, his ability, but two, his how strong he is mentally. He's a great kid. I know will be a great leader for us moving forward. Congrats, Jason. Junior Eli Rout. Eli, I didn't see him over the summer because of an injury, and he was another player that I coached when he was very little. I hadn't seen him in a year, and he obviously grew up. He's physically very good on the field. He's not afraid to knock some kids around, and at the high school level, it's super important to have a kid like that that will be the enforcer a little bit. Eli, he has great work rate, very strong on the ball, a kid who right place at the right time. An example of this was just the very first game of the year against Salem. A lot of kids would give up on a play that is played right to the opposing team's keeper. He stayed with it, scored a goal with 2 seconds left, I think, or the time ran out, which gave us the win. I'm really excited to have you another season. Congrats, Eli. Junior Anthony Torres. Anthony had a very, very good year for us this year. I know he probably, again, had hoped for a couple more minutes, but when it was his turn to go in, he was absolutely tenacious, fearless. He went 100 miles an hour. He has a lot of speed. Great finisher. I could see him scoring double-digit goals for us next season. He was a kid who always did anything that was asked of him, whether it would be a 2-minute shift, a 10-minute shift, just jump in and play on the wing when he hasn't really played there. He did whatever really was needed for the team. So congrats on a great season. Junior Jack Gribble. Jack is probably the most positive kid on the team. It was really important on the sidelines when our team would be hit with adversity. Jack was always encouraging his teammates. He was always showing this confidence, and I think that a lot of kids feed off of that. Jack has a great shot. Finished so many goals in practice, and I know next year when he sees more of those minutes, I think a lot of you will see that. A kid with a tremendous work ethic, a kid that is always team first before me. Jack, congrats on a great season. Junior Jaden Pickett. Jaden had a absolutely unreal junior season. I think that maybe ever, any kid that I have seen from sophomore to junior year, his improvement was absolutely fantastic. He put in the work, obviously, and it paid off. He was a kid who played left back for us from day one, never had any concerns at that position, very talented with the ball. His goal in the district final to put us up 2-1 was awesome. He's a kid who he's probably only going to get bigger and stronger, and I think next year will be an absolute monster on the field. I was telling the team who's going to guard him on corner kicks next year, with being 6'3" probably, and hit that weight room a little bit more. He's going to be a great player. Congrats, though, Jaden. Junior Zach Mitzel. Zach is such a fun guy, great player. Zach, I think, was the most consistent player on this team from day one. He never had a bad game. He's just that good of a player. He's very smart, great defender, great in the air. Very rarely would he get beat, and if he did, he was the first to make that recovery run. Zach has a tremendous attitude. He's a kid that I would tell any younger player to look up to based off of how he handles himself and how he plays. Very tenacious, goes after every ball with 100% confidence. I think Zach is going to have an absolute stellar senior year. Hit that 225 5 times. I know you Junior Braden Stavros. Braden now, he made the team as a freshman, so he's been a 3-year varsity player with another year to go. Braden, another very good season for us. I think that the moment, and he knows what I'm going to say, the moment that really turned the table this year was at Bedford. He was having a great season, but he wasn't producing the statistics. He had 0 goals, 0 assists through 9 games. After that moment, when I sat him for a little bit, he came out and it just lit a fire. He had 7 goals, 7 assists after that game, including huge goals against Skyline, against Pioneer in the district final. Super talent, great finisher. I could see Braden scoring 15, 20 goals next season if he continues to have that fight in him, which I know he does. I'm super excited. He's an absolute warrior. He battles every second he's on the field. Pound for pound, probably the toughest kid out there. He gets knocked down and he always gets back up. Braden, I'm excited to have you for another season. Congrats. And junior Dominic Rossi. Dominic, such a good player. He's all over on the field. I think that the coaches, we were talking about it, I'm sure if you had a watch on him to see how much he runs during a game, probably 7 to 9 miles a game. And he literally covers way more ground than any person on the field. And to go along with how talented he is, it just makes him an absolute force to be reckoned with. Dominic, in my opinion, was the best player on the field the last 2 games against Dexter and against Pioneer. He was everywhere, got so many touches on the ball. Great attitude. He's always doing whatever it takes in order to better the team. A player that literally never gives up on a play. An example was very beginning of the season against Okemos, made a 70-yard recovery run in order to win a tackle, and a lot of kids would probably give up on that. Dominic, no, there's no give up in the kid, and I cannot tell you how excited I am for a senior year with Dominic. I think he'll be one of the best players in the state. Congrats.